So we've already addressed a little bit the Five of Swords. Excuse me. We'll go ahead and put that there. You may be able to see some prisms on the table a little bit. I've got some little rainbows. I've got a prism hanging up in the window. Okay. The first card is a card of plenty. It's a card of opulence, wealth, money, fertility. You'll notice she's got what looks like Venus symbols on her robe. She's got a bird. She's got a glove so she doesn't get her arms scraped off, I guess. But anyway, she's somebody who is self-made. She's a self-made person. She's got her own business, her own career, her own home. She's got wine grapes coming in here. At least we hope they're wine. And she's living in the lap of luxury right now. This is the energy you're operating with. Things are very successful. It seems like you're having a good summer and you're having financial security and stability, and things are going pretty darn well right now. Now, the next card is the Judgment card, which would be a great card to see, but it's in the reverse right now. So for some people, this could indicate that there's something that you're not seeing clearly, not making a mistake, or not, that maybe you're mistaken in your understanding of something. In the upright, it really does have to do with going through some kind of a journey, an interpersonal journey, or a journey of self-discovery, going through some hardship, going through some battle, and emerging from that. So in the reverse, this could be the case that it's a lack of judgment on your part. Maybe you're making some mistaken decision, or that there's a delay in your completing this personal cycle that you're going on. The card after the Judgment card in the deck is the World card. And that really does show us that completion of the cycle. That chapter is closed. We're moving on to the new beginning. In this, it may be that there's some kind of a delay in that. But when it does occur, it will be a happy occasion. You know, again, this isn't the kind of judgment like you're in a court necessarily, or something like that is happening. Although it can be for some people if you've got legal issues, it could be coming out unfavorably for you in the reverse position. Or it could be that this period of spiritual growth that you're in is not quite yet ended, right? So take it as it resonates. This card can have a lot of different meanings depending on what your personal circumstances are. But that's the influence that's coming into play if it hasn't already. Crowning you, we see the Hermit card. I think the Hermit's associated with Virgo too. I'm not really sure on all the major arcana cards. But the Hermit card, this is an energy that may come to play, may come into pass, or it could be something that's on your mind, something you're thinking about. You know, maybe you're interested in a Virgo, or you've got something like that. The Hermit is somebody who they seek knowledge and understanding, and they spend some time in solitude to try to figure things out. And to make sense of things. They light their own way, and that's very symbolic in this card here. They really do light their own way, but that's the lamp of knowledge. So this person understands that, you know, sometimes you can't constantly be the life of the party. Leos tend to be very extroverted, very outgoing. They tend to hang out with people. Sometimes you really do need to spend some time alone to assess things, to learn things, to move yourself forward in a new direction. Don't be afraid of alone time. Sometimes that's where the best parts of ourselves can develop, so that we can bring that out into our environment. Beneath you it's called the Marriage card. You'll notice that these wands here look like 1111. This is a wedding bower. There's a celebration. Right? There's a castle in the background. This is really about a happy family life. The four can also be kind of the four cornerstones, the four foundation stones of a house or dwelling. But it's a card of material possession and success in that, but also with the passion that's involved in that. Like, this is a very joyous situation. It's not just that it makes sense materially, but it also makes sense emotionally, spiritually, in a fiery kind of a way. So this is a really great card to see. This is beneath you. Again, this may tie back with the Nine of Pentacles that we see in the upright over here. Because this is a person, yes, she's a self-made businesswoman, or a person. It's the energy, not the sex of the person. But this is kind of that energy of success. This is kind of a joining two different energies together, right? Into that kind of a marriage situation. Doesn't have to be a literal or legal marriage. Could be whatever. But again, that's that happy home life type environment. Now, behind us, we see some sneaky type person, right? It looks like he's trying to get away with what he can. He dropped a couple swords, but he's still trying to sneak out on tiptoe here to get away before anybody notices that he's taking all their bounty. So this can be that sneaking away kind of an energy. Maybe that was you. Maybe you were into some type of a relationship that was kind of a, how do I want to put it? Maybe you were in some kind of an affair or a relationship on the side. Maybe you were sneaking around with a married person, or maybe you were the married person that was sneaking around with somebody else. But either way, this is kind of a getting away with something, or trying to get away with something card, the Seven of Swords here. But, it doesn't seem to affect your finances unless it does. If you were having some kind of an affair, and yet in the past, and you had this present day happy home life situation, here's a solitary figure. Here's the Judgment card in reverse. It could be that there's divorce proceedings that have gone against you that are upturning this happy house. We've even got the Three of Swords over there, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So I don't know, maybe some of you have been into that. Then again, maybe your partner was cheating on you, and you may or may not have made the right decision here, but it seems to me like you're trying to make some kind of a decision or a change. But anyway, the card in the future, it's hard to pick these up off the table without a cloth on it, is the Magician card in reverse. The Magician is about manifestation. It's about taking the four elements and manipulating the environment. But manipulation, the root word for manipulation has to do with hand. Right? In Spanish, it's la mano, means the hand. Manipulation has to do with, working with one's hands. Turning a doorknob is a manipulation. So it's a neutral type word, although we tend to talk about people manipulating. But since this is in the reverse position, it really is about being manipulated. I question if you may have a cheater in your midst. You're doing okay in your abundance here. You're thinking you've got a happy home life, but you're making a mistake. It ain't the case. You got a manipulator coming up in here. The Magician can be a Gemini too, by the way. So you may have some sneaky dealings going on, but I would just say be very, very careful, especially because I'm looking at the next three cards already. You've got the Three of Swords. It is in reverse. In the upright, this card has to do with jealousy. It has to do with third-party situations. But it is in the reverse, so it may be coming out of that. Maybe you've made peace with this person and you're feeling pretty good about it. Maybe you've made peace with your partner who was cheating or doing some kind of something. But I think that what this is showing is you're wrong to trust them. If you caught your partner cheating and your partner said all the right words, and this Judgment is coming in reverse, it's saying they still have the wool over your eyes. They're still manipulating you, and they're still running game. Good luck. Then again, this card in the reverse position like that could mean that they have ended that. But this is the card representing you. Maybe you're kind of getting over the heartache or the heartbreak that entails. Right? Maybe for some of you, it's the case that you do have your own self-interest, your own house, your own business, your own financial stability in here. You've made a judgment that you're not pleased with, and you're struggling to manifest your own, I want to say destiny, because it manifests destiny. I'm a history student. Anyway, or was. So in this case, it could just be that you have the tools and resources that you need to make it happen, but for whatever reason, you're sort of stuck and you're not really manifesting what you need to be doing. You're not really making it happen. You're still kind of living in that negative energy, right? You're choosing not to exercise your best judgment and to move on and to make, take your abundance, take your wealth, take your stable physical material situation and manifest it into something that will actually move you forward in a new kind of a way. But you do seem to be getting over some of that heartache. Maybe you're coming out of the pain and the healing. I question now when we go back to this card, could it be that you're victorious because you called them on their shit and they walked out? I didn't mean to swear in all these readings, to be honest. You're calling them on their stuff and now they're walking away. Then again, maybe they're the one. They're the victor and you're walking away that way. But again, this is kind of coming out of that. So I don't know. The bottom of the deck, underneath that, oh, wow. We got the 2 of Cups, which is soulmate energy. And we got the 6 of Cups, which is the reunion and another soulmate card. Maybe you've left this person because somebody else is coming in. But it does look like there may be that kind of a delay coming. I'm going to leave those out. I like them. Who doesn't like the 2 of Cups? So this card here is your environment card. It's the Knight of Cups in reverse. So if you've left this person who was doing you wrong or you were trying to get away with something, and that's why you had this heartache and we're trying to move away from that, maybe you're taking your time to manifest that this new energy that we're talking about is buried under your woundedness and your hurt. You're trying to heal and get over this bad situation, whatever it was. And when you do, though, this person's going to come in. Oh, wow. I like that. The 2 of Cups. I just did a reading with for Cancer, and they had the Temperance card, and the Temperance card has the 2 of Cups in it too. But again, that's that kind of soulmate energy. And then when you pair that with this person, this 6 of Cups here is the reunion card. The reunion card, it could be about soulmates from past lives. This could be about somebody in your material existence now, like somebody that you used to know back in childhood, perhaps. Maybe it's somebody that you were acquainted with before. Maybe it's an ex or somebody that you wanted to be your ex. Maybe you never got together in the first place. But the thing being, by clearing away some of this, healing from your emotional pain, you can find yourself in a very great spot because, but you will need to turn this Magician right side up. Not because you want somebody else to be manipulating you in the future in this kind of an energy. You're going to have to let this sneaky energy go, whatever that is. You had some bad judgment there. Now you're kind of frozen in motion. You don't want to manifest your future, but you've got this in reverse, this love message that's not coming in because somebody's thinking you're still stuck in this bad news energy. And your hopes and fears, the Page of Cups in reverse. You're fearing not having that love message come in. Oh, that's true. But sometimes we have to give that up into divine timing. Do you, right? Do you. I don't mean that in a what kind of a way. But look, you've already got your business going on. You've been working on your business and working on your personal stability in that. That looks awesome. You're afraid that this individual won't come in. And right now they're not coming in. That we got the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. Both of this is the true love. This is you want this guy coming in or gal or whatever. He's offering something real. There already is a fish in that cup. So he's not just playing. He's serious. But both of these are in the reverse. This is what you fear. And this is what is or what will be in your environment. But keep working on healing, right? Leaving, getting away from that bad energy. You don't need people like that in your life. Now, this is a general reading. Let me just say that. So please don't break up with your significant other and the father or mother of your kids for, 27 years or whatever, just because I said so in this random reading right now. You may want to seek individual support. I'm not set up yet to do remote readings. for people. I don't have a PayPal account linked. I do hope to do that in the future, though. And I hope some of you guys will be interested because I really do love doing readings and working with people. The future is the Knight of Wands. This is great. This is a fire sign coming in. Pardon me. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, or just the energy of that. This is about manifestation. This is about somebody coming on in, coming fast, furious, passion, fiery. This is somebody you can trust, somebody who's benevolent, somebody who really cares, somebody who's going to love you. We are seeing this delay here because this Knight of Cups is in reverse. But that's because you got heartache. And that's okay. You know, there's healing. Was it Maya Angelou who said that the heart that's never been broken is never truly open? I love that saying. I love that saying. It's only because we are beautiful people who can open up our heart and take risks. Remember, Leo is the suit, or Leo is associated with the heart in metaphysics, right? It's associated with the heart. Courage. Fourth chakra. Right? So this passionate energy coming in, this could be you overturning this magician energy so that you can come in, create, and manifest. Or it could be that you're about to have a fellow fire sign come into your life. I didn't really address the signs here. Cups would be Cancer, Pisces. I always forget one. I don't know why that is. Scorpio. So that could be that person. But again, it's slow-moving energy at this point. And when they do come in, it may be in this fire energy with a lot of passion and a lot of energy. How exciting is that? Woo!